Hello everyone, welcome to Carrie's Crochet and Craft. Today I am getting on here to kind of answer a trending hashtag. I was tagged in a post by Dana from Dana's Wanderlust Crochet. She's someone that I started following when I first started getting into really watching crochet channels and then making my own. Way at the beginning, let's see, yeah, 3 years ago. She's the one that got me started on the scorched earth destashing thing years ago, and then she also did the Christmas in July fairies giveaway that I also participated in. So, you know, I've been kind of following her since the beginning of my YouTube crochet channel. And she tagged me in a post for doing a just doing a video about crocheting for myself. So, and it's a hashtag crochet heart. And so she and several others are just making a video, or if you're a viewer, then you can comment on the videos. But it's about what would you make if you had no time, or sorry, no time. If you had all the time in the world, no limits on your time, no limits on your resources, whatever, what would you make for yourself? Like, not to sell, not making it for others. What would you make for yourself? Because I think a lot of times we crocheters, yes, I mean, I've made myself some sweaters, a couple sweaters. I want to make myself some more, but you know, a lot of the times I'm making stuff to give to people or to sell. So it's just kind of a challenge or a trend. It's not really a challenge, but just kind of something to think about. What would you do if you could make something for yourself? And so there's 4 parameters to put forth. So, you know, it's a project to make, like, from your heart. What's something that just gives you a bit of emotion? Like when you see it, it's like, you know, I want to make that type of thing. There's no time limits, so you know, you can take your time with it. It's not something you have to crank out right away. It's just something you can just take your time with. It's not for sale, and there's no intended participant except for yourself. In other words, it's for you. And it's something that you haven't started yet. So not a whip in waiting, but something that you haven't started yet. So 4 projects. 4 projects that I'd do if I had all of those parameters. And it's under the hashtag crochet heart. And so she tagged me on that, and I watched her video, and I'm like, immediately thought of 2 projects that I would do. So I am going to show you the 4 projects that I picked out, and let me tell you, it was really hard to choose the final 2. The first 2 were like, yep, those are what I want to do if I had the time and the resources. And the other 2 kind of were hard to choose though, because there's so many things I want to do, and it's just like, you know, just point to anything in this book. Yeah, anything in this book. I'm going to show you a couple things that didn't make the list, but I would love to make, especially when I saw them for the first time. But this skirt, I just think is beautiful. I love the colors. I love the sideways slant there. Just beautiful. The bias mini skirt. This is the Crochet Noro 30 Dazzling Designs, and I just looked through this book and everything is beautiful. I want to make it all. But those didn't make the list. Then I have this book, Blueprint Crochet Sweaters, and I love this one here. But that also didn't make the list. Oh, and then I have magazines from like 10, 12, 14, 15 years ago. And that really got me going down a rabbit hole of things I would love to make. And this one, I don't know, this one should really just be on the list. This is so beautiful. This is a kind of a poncho and hat set. There's the poncho. And I love the color too. And there's the hat that goes with it. I just really would love to make these. But you know, these magazines just get put by the wayside because now everything's online and you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patterns at your fingertips. So it was really fun because I went looking through my magazines because I knew in particular the one of the patterns that was one of the first ones to pop into my mind was in a magazine. And so I had to go searching through all of my magazines to find the pattern. And then I had trouble finding it because I thought it was a different colorway and the picture looked different. But then I found out that the thing that I had pictured was something completely different, because I knew it wasn't what I wanted, because I'll show you in a bit. So anyway, I will show you now the projects that did make the cut. So the very first one that came to my mind that I wanted to make, and I'll post it on screen so you can see it. This one is The Rings of Change. It is by, who is it by? Frank O. Randall. It is a circular afghan. And versatility in the round. It can be a bedspread, it could be a baby blanket or a doily. Choose your border, choose your size. And I saw this, you know, there's a, like, it's made all in one color. It's got like an ecru color or something like that as the main picture there. But there was also a colorful one. I mean, there was a bright, okay, so there was a bright neon one. I'm going to show you that one real quick. That one did not catch my eye. But this one did. I love the different colors of that, the greens, the pink accent, the yellow. So this one caught my eye from the very beginning when I saw it, and I bought the pattern, which was unusual for me, but I wanted this pattern, and I bought it off of Ravelry. I'm no longer a member of Ravelry, but that's where I bought it, and you can find it there for $6.99. I don't know if it's sold anywhere else. Probably just on Ravelry. I didn't check on Etsy or anywhere else. That's where I bought it. That's where I found it. But this is when I printed it off. This is when I bought it. Okay, is that focusing? I don't know. January 31, 2015. So I've had this printed off for 10 years. And I haven't done a blame thing with it. I did go through and try to choose some colors. It's the yarn that I had planned to use was the Caron Soft. No, what was it? Yeah, the Caron Simply Soft. The Caron Simply Soft. And I have a lot of that, but I never got to making this. But I think one thing I loved about it was, like, you know, each round seemed to be something different, a new technique, new stitches to learn, and that's kind of what I was into back then, is just kind of learning new stitches. So that is my first thing that came to mind when I was tagged on this challenge. The very next project that came to my mind was this one, and I'll pop it up on screen for you. Oh, never mind, I can't pop it up on screen because I don't have a picture of it otherwise. I couldn't find this on Pinterest or anywhere else. This was in the Love of Crochet magazine, summer 2013. And I loved this blanket. Now it shows it with baby toys, technically maybe a baby blanket. And if I'm making it for myself, I'm not going to call it a baby blanket. It's just going to be a lapcan. But look, and I'll show you a bigger picture. One thing that drew my attention is I had this toy for my boys. That very same toy. And some other owl toys that matched it too. Loved those toys. So it's another circular afghan. Maybe hexagonal. But the thing that I liked about this, and it's also why I've never made it, it's using Tunisian crochet. And now that I've had some experience with Tunisian crochet, I can make it. I can make it. So if I had all the time in the world and all the resources in the world, I would make this just for me because it's so pretty. And I love the colors they chose too. This is 12 years ago. So even 12 years ago, I'm still attracted to the same kinds of colors. Okay. The next thing that I decided I would work on is this lotus duster. And I'll pop it up on screen for you. One of the main ones they show here is using white or light colored. But what I really loved, and I'm going to switch over to that picture. What I really loved is this colorful one. Love the colors on it. Very boho chic style to me. Love it. And if I had the time and the yarns to pick out the colors to use, the yarns to use, I would love to make this lotus duster. I love that it's circular, so it's got the, you know, the center on the back, and then the front of it has this kind of drapey collar. I just think it's beautiful, and I would love to make that someday. So that's my third choice. And I'm debating for my fourth choice. I'm still in a quandary about which one to choose. I don't know which one to choose even now. So I'm going to call it a tie. Can I do that? I'm going to call it a tie for fourth place. Yeah. So this one, I'll pop up on screen. This was in Interweave Crochet magazine in, let me see here, winter 2014, so 11 years ago. And there's a lot of patterns in this magazine that I would just love to do as well. But this one, I loved the green, I loved the colors to go with it. I loved it. There's so much unique about this. That's something that I've always been attracted to, is something that's unique and different. I loved the stripes on the yoke, on the sleeves, the pleat in the back. Just, there's so much to love about this pattern, and I would love to make it someday. The Chromatic Hoodie by Annie Modesset. This is still available to buy. You can go to interweave.com and they have it there, or on Ravelry. You can find it on there, and that's $7.99. Oh, but I love that coat. Tied for that though is one that I've just seen very recently, and I almost immediately bought the pattern on Pinterest. I waited to buy it though, but each time I saw it, I'm like, I love that so much. And this one actually probably will get made before any of those others get made. Simply because, well, it is a little more simple. But I loved the style of this, and I'm just going to show you this sweater. It had a really old style vibe to it. I want to say 30s or 40s vibe to it. 1930s, 1940s. This is the Amelia cardigan patterned by Norrell. It's on Etsy for, I forget, I didn't write down how much it was. I forget how much I paid for it too. Anyway, Amelia cardigan by Norrell. And I just think it's beautiful, delicate, just, you know, it reminds me like of my great-grandma. Not that my great-grandma would have worn anything like this, but it seems like something that she would have worn. Just beautiful. Anyway, those are my choices for the hashtag crochet heart. So I would like to extend an invitation to both my viewers who don't have a channel and my viewers who do have a channel to join in with this hashtag crochet heart. And if you're a viewer, just write down in the comments, what are 4 projects that you would work on if you had all this time in the world to make something for yourself, not to give to anybody, not to sell, something that you haven't started yet. Describe 4 of the projects below that you want or would like to make someday, or even get started on sometime soon, now that you might be inspired to. For my fellow YouTubers, use the hashtag crochet heart. Get out there and make your own video about what 4 projects you would make if you had all the time in the world and the resources. So anyway, I hope this was inspiring to some of you. I know I'm having a hard time now not grabbing yarn to get started on these. I have other things I need to be working on though, but maybe someday soon I can actually get started on something like that. I did make myself a sweater this season, so I did, get something made for me, but I would love to make some of these other projects now. So we will now see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.